So in this video, I want to go take a look at the preview portal so that you are aware where that is. I know it exists. I never, ever, 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 ever go to it unless there is some kind of service that I think is going to get released and I want to teach you it. And so I believe that we just add something in front of it. So I was just looking up on the like the Azure's or the Microsoft Tech community, and they're suggesting that it's this address here. I'm not really reading it. I was just looking for the address. And so if we log into here, we're now in the preview portal. And so we have access to all the preview things that Azure has. So one thing that is in preview right now, I believe, is Fabric, Microsoft Fabric. And this was just announced, I believe, or was talked about a lot at the recent Microsoft Ignite. And so this is a preview feature. If we want to use it, we have to be in the preview account. If we're in Azure here, I'm not sure if it'll let us use it. So we'll go over here and just see what happens. I have no idea what the costs are here, so you can take a look and just not touch it. But here it says, Microsoft Fabric delivers an end-to-end experience, create Fabric capacity. And then we'll go over here, and it's also here as well. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and see what happens if I try to create this. So it says, you cannot create a Microsoft capacity using a personal account. You use an organization account instead. So right now, I'm still in a free tier account, and it has to be within an organization. So they're not going to let me use this, which is totally fine. But I just wanted to see what would happen if I clicked it. And I don't know if that applies for any other preview features as well. I wonder if we typed in preview, if we could see what's in preview. Maybe. There is a preview features service. I've actually never tried to look this up, so I don't know. I'm just curious myself. So exploring pre-release features. So yeah, it looks like we can see all the preview stuff here. And there's nothing really popping out at me that we could go take a look and take for a spin. But it is nice to know that if you want to see where all the preview features are, we can go ahead and look at that. So yeah, that is all good here. And that's all I really wanted to point out. Now, if I could find a preview service to launch, we'd definitely test it. One thing I'm not 100% sure is how we would go ahead and use preview features in the CLI. So just give me a second to find out. All right, so I wasn't looking for this in particular, but it's worth taking a look here. So here it's suggesting that if we want to access preview features in our account, we can go under subscriptions and documentation. Let's go check and find out if that is the case. So we'll go over to subscriptions, and we'll click into our subscription here. And on the left-hand side, I'm scrolling down. I'm looking for document. Is that what they said? I think that's what they said, right? No, preview features. And here it is. And we'll go into here. And we'll give it a moment. It might be the same listing that we actually looked up just a moment ago. Okay. And it looks like we can just register them. So this is very similar to the resource providers. It looks like if we want to use them, we just register them. Yeah, I guess that's all there really is to it. I was always told that the preview portal was so that you can only use preview features. So if we can register them in the main one, what's the point? Anyway, in practicality, this is not something you really have to worry about, but you should know that there are things that are preview that you have to do some extra work to be able to access them. And just make sure you're not using them in your production workloads because Azure might roll back on them. And I've heard this from customers before where it's like they've worked with Microsoft and they worked for like 6 months and implemented stuff, and it really seemed like it was going to go through, investing a lot of money. And it really seemed like Azure was going to stick with it. And then last minute they said, oh, we're not doing this anymore. So really just be very wary of preview features. You can get excited about them, but do not put them in your production workloads. But there you go.